I shouldn't be the smartest. I'm that person who takes risks, who organize them together to achieve goals, and all of them should do the work they're doing the best. I should be the best CEO.
What lessons did you learn so far as a first-time CEO?
Lessons, many lessons.
What happened in February 2022?
New obstacles were added.
Oh shit, obstacles! You're talking about it like, they're like a little thing. That's a huge thing. The war broke out.
In Ukraine, you can be somewhere in basement. After you go upstairs, you just need to deploy your code and get shit done. Yeah.
Execution and delivery.
Yep. That's very important.
And that's what Ukrainians are.
Think twice before you start, because if you already made this decision, then you have no way out.
Welcome to episode 7 of the First Time CEO podcast. Today, my guest is Oleg Tarasyuk. Oleg is a seasoned software engineering leader boasting over 12 years of experience. As a CEO of CodeGeeks, he drives innovation through tailored technology solutions and deep expertise in software architecture, cloud platforms, API development, and more. We've discussed 5x business growth and management during the war, authentic hands-on leadership to inspire and motivate teams, focusing on reliable quality delivery to foster lasting customer trust, cultivating adaptability and strong decision-making during challenging times, lessons and challenges as a first-time CEO, and more. And with that said, I invite you to join us.
Hello. This is the First Time CEO podcast, and I'm your host, Victoria. I am the First Time CEO and co-founder of Olympia. We provide entrepreneurs with AI teams. So if you would like to streamline your operations, I will leave our link below, and also you can book demo with me directly. And we're gonna dive right in. I'm with my guest, Oleg Tarasyuk from Ukraine. Hi, Oleg. How are you doing?
Hi, Victoria. Fine, thanks. Pretty hectic week, but yeah, fine. What about you?
Yeah, and pretty uncertain times. Oh my God, we're gonna talk all about it. I'm good. I was so excited to record this podcast today with you, and happy to have you.
Thank you for having me. As you can see, I'm well prepared because
Yes.
this is my first podcast.
Looking fantastic. I like the logo. I like the light. Everything is perfect. Thank you for such
Thank
a
you.
preparation. Let's start with some inspiration. What inspired you to launch CodeGeeks in 2021, and how was that transition from an employee to the first-time CEO?
Actually, it started probably at my first job. I wanted to be a founder of the company, but I passed, I would say, a long journey. And actually, this is my second attempt to open the company, because first time I opened my first software company about 5 years ago. But then another company made me an offer I cannot refuse. So then I thought that it will be good experience to work on one of the biggest software development company in Ukraine. So I accepted that offer. And yeah, that was right decision, because I gained so much experience how to build company. So now I know how to build huge company. I know what to do on each step. What inspired me to open CodeGeeks? I used to be project manager for many years, and I was building teams. I was trying to implement some new initiatives, and CodeGeeks is kind of quintessential, is kind of distilled product of all knowledge I had before. I just kept all the good stuff, implemented initiatives I wanted to implement on another companies. So here we are. We already 4 years on the market, 50 gigs. So yeah, and we are moving forward.
Yeah, you grew from 5 employees to 50. That's a huge
Correct.
jump, and congratulations, What was that knowledge that you're talking about? So you learned something in one company, another company, another company. What exactly helped you? Just a few things that you were like, okay, now I'm ready. I learned that, and now I'm ready to open my own company.
Understanding of the customer. So now I'm providing the software services, building solutions for startups, small, medium businesses. Now we are trying to go enterprise, but so far our main ICP, our main ideal customer profile are startups and SMBs. Knowing and having this product mindset helped me to make really high satisfaction rate, customer satisfaction rate. I have strong backup to the co-founders. Both of them are named Roman. So our customer also joking that we can build new Roman's empire.
Yeah.
And it's really cool that our knowledge complement each other, and we open CodeGeeks as a, first of all, consulting companies to help other avoid some pitfalls, to fill all the gaps between idea and the final working product.
Mm-hmm.
So
So you learned enough from project and product management before starting the company. So you
Of course.
knew the market and what customers need. That's
Exactly.
the main thing, that you're like, okay, I have so much knowledge about the market, what customers' needs are. I am ready to go, especially with such partners that, you complement each other. What are some early lessons that you learned about leadership that continue to shape your decision making today?
I would say I had leadership skills from the childhood. So I was creating different table games and we were playing with my friends. I was explaining rules. Also, even in university, I was hanging out a lot with students. Now it's called networking. And I remember when I was writing my diploma, so I engaged about 5 people to help me write my diploma. So it was my first attempt as a project manager in student years.
Entrepreneurial mind. You were involving everyone to help.
Yeah, and everybody was willing to help me. The first lesson when I became QA lead and then project manager was to manage by example. That's very important. I never was scared to roll the sleeves and do any kind of work to help out my team achieve their goals. So one of the biggest, I would say, leadership skill to rule by example. And another thing is kind of tiny, but it's very, very, very important. I remember I passed some trainings, and one of the rules that really resonates with me is regarding giving the feedback using this positive, negative, positive approach. Sandwich method, anyway, you name it. But in general, it's very important because people like a shell. So if you start with some negative thoughts, they will just close and they will not listen. So, for example, some developer and your project manager broke the build, and you can come to that person and say, "Hey, man, good job last sprint. This time you merged and deployed that stuff that broke the build. Can you explain why it happened?" He can explain you, okay, I know that you're a cool guy. I know that you will do some lesson learned, and let's just add it to our framework that this mistake will not happen again. And that's all. So I believe in you. Cheers.
No
Something
pressure.
like that.
No pressure.
Yeah, no pressure.
Just like a family. Can you describe core values that guided you to grow your company from 0 employees to 50?
We have kind of internal 7 principles of the first and most important is geeks are our main value.
And by geeks, you mean employees, right?
Yeah, I'm using that word. We are very picky about our employees. So, for example, all of our developers are full stacks. So they know both front-end and back-end part. The same for our project managers. They are both project managers and product managers. So yeah, when we hiring our geeks, we are trying to create safe environment for them, and they can concentrate, they can focus on work. That's very important. So that's our main principle. Geeks are our main value. And learning is the way, so we never stop. Of course, we need to get things done. It's better to have person willing, keen to learn something new. So it's better to hire that person than hire some arrogant person. 50 people, we still don't have toxic people. Work takes half of your time when you're awake. So it's very important to have cool environment without toxic people.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. Because for me, it was also when I have been working in the companies, the culture was very important for me, and how comfortable I feel collaborating with other people. Because otherwise, if there is no understanding between your colleagues, it's uncomfortable to do the work. You are always tense and closed up, and then the quality of your work goes down.
Everything suffers.
Yeah, everything goes from there. So how many people work currently in Ukraine, and how many people do you have working remotely?
About 85% works in Ukraine, and 90% of that 85% working in Lviv.
Okay, so mostly people are from and in Lviv.
Yeah, correct. We have people in Poland, we have people in Canada, in United States, in Chicago, and that's probably it. Yeah. One of our tech lead, he's always traveling, so now he's in Canada, but tomorrow he can be somewhere, I don't know, in Thailand or somewhere else.
The most important thing is to get shit done.
Correct.
You can be on the moon, but get shit done.
Yeah. In our case, you can be, in Ukraine, you can be in bunker, you can be somewhere in basement. After you go upstairs, you just need to deploy your code and get shit done, yeah.
Oh my God, yes. Let's talk about that. What happened in February 2022, and how that changed the trajectory of your company and your leadership?
Actually, it didn't change dramatically, because we had a plan how to grow our company. Of course, new obstacles, new impediments were added, unfortunately. But
no shit, obstacles. You're talking about it like they're like a little thing. That's a huge thing. The war broke out. You never was prepared for it. You don't know how it works. What's gonna happen? You don't know.
Yeah, it was tough times.
Are you gonna die? What's gonna happen? How to keep the business going?
How to motivate people?
It's not just an obstacle. It's a freaking disaster.
I was trying to
disaster.
At that moment, it was disastrous. But my perception, I was trying as a leader. I was trying to be kind of Russian is trying to invade us.
Not a biggie. It's not nothing serious.
Down.
It's okay. Calm down.
Yeah, it was really hard for me. So everybody was panicking, and I was trying to calm everyone down. And when I got home each day, it was, and it was so hard. But I was trying to deal with this like a stoic, I would say. So yeah, Russia invaded our country. So what I can do? I can panic. I can just panic and do nothing. But I can just get myself together and do some stuff. So at that time, I took a few roles. I took role of leader, CEO of the company, also father, husband, and also volunteer. So I was just trying to keep up with 5 roles.
How did you manage that? How did you manage that?
It was really hard. I remember a week before full-scale war, we were sitting at our office kitchen with another co-founders, and they were saying that war will start, what we'll do, how we can continue our business. And we were thinking about this business contingency plan, etc. And at that time, I was calming them down that everything will be fine. We can work offline for some time, so everything is fine. Everything will be fine. It's so stupid for Russians to invade us, blah, 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 etc. Meanwhile, I was attending tactical medicine courses because I know that I already knew that war will happen in a few weeks already. So I was just thinking how I can help my country when war is started. So I'm a warrior, but I never hold the gun, but I have the spirit of the warrior. So how can I help? So I was attending these tactical medicine courses. Just as a volunteer, as a paramedical guy, I can help people. But meantime, I was saying totally different things to my people. So I was saying everything is okay. We have this BCP, business contingency plan. And when war happened, I was calming down people for I don't know how many months. I was trying to raise humanitarian aid from abroad, from all my my friends in Europe. So tourniquets, all the surgery, everything, some medicine. It was a few buses of stuff. And if someone was whining about, oh, everything is bad, everything's fine. We are here, we are safe. So I was trying to involve people helping me in my volunteer way. So
how about business? While you volunteering, what was happening with the company?
So that was my role after 10 hours working at CodeGeeks. So, because each time I was trying to be as present as I can for my customers. So I
work, left
Yep.
work, went to volunteer, then family, then work, then volunteering.
Correct. And all day long till July, calm down all the customers. Everything is fine. We are delivering. We had no lame excuses. Oh, I feel not 100%. We were delivering anything.
No delays so far. Everything was delivered perfectly still when the war started and still till this day.
Correct.
Wow. That's crazy. And that's what Ukrainians are.
Resilience, yeah.
So you didn't send your wife and the kids abroad. How many employees moved abroad? Or nobody moved abroad?
Actually, one of our at that time we were 7 people.
Okay. So you grew mostly last year, right?
Not last year. We grew during 2022. We grew up to 35 people. Then in autumn we decreased to 25 people. Then we increased to 40 in 2023, and in 2024 we increased to 50 people.
Wow. Okay. So not only you were managing to deliver to your customers without any delays, you also grew your company the most during the first year of war.
Correct. Yeah. We grew 5x.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So as a leader, you were trying to, get your shit together and be strong and resilient, not only for yourself and your family, but also for the team. And no tear shed, no whining. You're like, we keep going.
Yep. I didn't think about myself at all. And I realized, the funny things at that moment, when I realized that we grew to 35 people, when I understood that current office is too small for us and we need to move. And we were looking for the new office. And at that moment, I realized, wow, man, we are already 35 people. Actually, it was a thought of Roman, our CTO. He said that to me, and then I realized, wow, really? I didn't notice that.
Wow. What does it mean to run a business in Ukraine now? You told that some people work from shelters under missile attacks. What would you tell our audience how it is to work in Ukraine now?
At least here in Lviv, it's pretty safe. But for other cities in Ukraine, some eastern cities like Kharkiv, like Kiev, each day has so many strikes. So yeah, for them it's really hard to do all the business. But as you can see, business is going. Even in Kharkiv, for example, even this CodeGeeks logo was made in Kharkiv, and they said, yeah, usually it takes us 3 up to 5 days, but depends on the strikes. Maybe we can do it later. We don't know. But we are resilient and trying to do our best. As I mentioned, we don't have lame excuses why we didn't do something. So we just need to keep our economy up because it's vital for our country. So if you are not fighting, you need to do as much as you can here. So that's two things. This is in our case, it's binary. Either you work, either you fight. So there is no something in the middle.
Did some employees of yours go to the front?
Yep. In the first day, one of our developers just shaved his head, was trying to get into the army for about 3 weeks. Because the lines were so long, and it was really hard to get in the army because many people voluntarily wanted to go there. And in 3 weeks, he finally managed to become a soldier. Now he's already officer, and yeah, so now he's in a good position.
What is happening when there is air alarm? Do you work from the shelter, guys?
In 2022, yes, we were trying to hide, but in 2023 they started to strike only at night here in Lviv because in Kharkiv, in Kiev, they are striking all day long, all night long. And here in Lviv, they're striking mostly at night. And it's also very scary, and people always can sleep a bit longer because they didn't sleep for half of the night. So we do understand that, as mentioned, main thing is to get things done. So, okay, you can sleep till 12 and then do your job in the evening. That's okay.
What happened with client acquisition and retention when the war started? Did something change? Did clients panic, or nothing changed at all?
I can tell in general and about my company in particular. So in general, of course, enterprises were mitigating risks, and many enterprises went out of Ukraine because of obvious reason. And for the small, medium businesses, startups, mainly they don't care about what is happening until they receive their results. We deliver what they want. So because the risk is not so high for them. That's why many small companies grew, but many big companies became smaller. But for us, we were saying that, yeah, we are working, we are here, we don't have excuses why we wouldn't deliver something. So you can be sure that we'll deliver on time despite missiles, etc. We'll deliver on time at a mentioned scope and quality and within budget.
So nothing changed, nobody left.
Yeah, and I can tell you a really nice story. It's about one of our customer. Really touching story. So back in 2021, we started to engage with one of our current clients. They were so impressed by our knowledge and especially design we did for them. And week before the war, we supposed to start a big project, big discovery phase for them 1 week before the war. And they asked me, what will happen? I said that we have BCP, we have business contingency plan, we have everything in place, and how stupid it is for Russian to invade the biggest country in Europe. So I was explaining all of this stuff, and they say, okay, let's start working on that discovery phase. And 1 week after we started working on that big discovery phase, full-scale war started. And in 2 days, I remember I received mail from them, our thoughts on current situation. I thought, that's it. That's it. Probably they will go. I was so surprised. In that mail, they said that, yeah, we saw what is happening in Ukraine, and it touched us personally and deeply. They also had to leave China because of political situation, all this stuff. Many years ago, they left China and became successful entrepreneurs in California. And what they say next, it was so crazy. They said that, I don't want you to choose between your safety and finance. So, starting as of now, you will receive X amount despite the work you did. If you did less than X amount, you will still receive X amount. If you did more than X amount, we will pay due to check. This arrangement will last at least for 6 months, then we'll reconsider it. It was so touching. Then I sent it to co-founders that they are not only helping by saying how they support, but real deal. So, by the way, that guy also painted his Porsche in yellow and blue as well.
Okay, wow.
A couple. They helped a lot, not only by painting buildings, their cars, but also real deal. So they were paying us at least for half of the year, and we are so grateful. So now they're searching for a new round of investments. And we are trying to do as much discounts as we can, and we will support them as they supported us in tough moments.
Yeah, that's incredible how many people help with not just blah, 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 oh, I'm so sorry, everything is happening, with deeds, with actions, with real help, tangible help. And it really, it touches my heart. That's a very cool story. Thank you for sharing. Let's talk more about client acquisition and retention and what marketing channels work best for CodeGeeks.
First, we have companies, we have partners who are connecting the dots. So they're connecting clients with the vendors. And we are kind of premium vendor for those partners. So about 60% of our revenue comes from partnership, and another 40% so far is from our preference. Because me, Roman, we have about 15 years of experience in the industry in different fields, and we have many connections. For example, I used to work with some people, and now they're my customers. Also, we are building our internal BDSM department, business development, sales and marketing, just to make it clear, to avoid confusion.
I was like, okay, interesting. There's
Not only development.
Interesting department at CodeGeeks, BDSM department.
Yeah, so we're building
not
our
so
business.
boring, not just development.
You know, one of the reasons I name it this way, because each time we are talking about that, it is funny. So that's one of the reasons, just to keep things cheerful, I would say. And yeah, so our business development, sales and marketing department, we are doing marketing. We are trying to get clients through cold outreach like LinkedIn, email campaign.
So cold outreach works well for you.
As I mentioned, partnership and reference, and still our main channels to get customers. But this year we saw that emails and LinkedIn could work.
Mm-hmm. So mainstreams bring you warm leads like partnerships. They already know what you're doing, and that's like just close the deal. And cold outreach brings new potential leads.
Yeah, correct. It's kind of affiliate program, I would say. Customers or our friends know how cool we are and they can promote us. And it's kind of warm leads already because they come to us and say, we heard so many good things about your company. So you don't need even to sell yourself. You just need to listen. So first call, we talk about CodeGeeks for 5 minutes, not more. And then next 55 minutes we are listening. And then we are showing our expertise by example, not by just blah, blah, blah. That's very important.
Yeah, execution and delivery.
Correct.
And you listen, ask questions to understand what the best solution you can provide.
Yep. That's very important. At the very beginning, we were trying to promote ourselves and we were talking about CodeGeeks about 30 minutes and that was a mistake. Now we are pretty confident how cool we are. And now we're just listening and then show our expertise on some examples already.
Yeah, just by doing the work.
Correct.
What is the most challenging for you in being the first-time CEO so far, and what are you currently improving at?
The most challenging was to persuade my co-founders. I grew from the management, and they used to be architect or designer, and they didn't have the manager experience. And some things that could take 5 minutes, it took me about 2 hours to explain. I was opening spreadsheets, drawing something, explaining a lot, but now I see benefits. So they grew both in their field, design, software architecture, and management. I'm growing in management and being CEO. And at the very beginning, we split all of our responsibilities between 3 of us. So we were CTO, CEO, COO, designer, quality assurance, software developer, marketing, sales, lawyer, etc. So we were sitting on many chairs. But we had that roadmap when, on which stage of the company we need to give this chair to someone else. And you need to delegate that because you need to think about strategic or tactic things. You shouldn't do this operational stuff anymore. For example, in my case, it was project management. Then we start hiring.
And what is it about? Is it more about the ego death? You're like, I can do it better than anyone. And then you're like, I have to let go and trust people more.
Good question. It's more about timing, I believe, because you know that it is way easier and quicker to do it something on your own and delegate tasks you are not good at. But in general, I realized that I need to establish this road and then someone else can take over that stuff and do it instead of me. So first of all, automate the process, show the direction, and then they can do the stuff. Nowadays, I have heads of different offices, departments, and I trust them. Nice story to tell on this podcast, just for young CEOs to understand whether they have A people or B people in their team. The easiest way to understand that, just go for vacation for 1 week, 2 weeks. In my case, 1 week was enough to understand. So after I went back from vacation, I saw that many departments were working fine. Hiring, I saw new QAs, and everything was fine, except one department. We were checking tasks, and I understood that something should be changed.
They didn't deliver what they're supposed to deliver, right?
Correct. And if they deliver only when you're staying in front of them, that's not good.
Hey, do this, I'm watching you.
Yeah, I don't want to be that big brother. So I want to rely on people, to trust people. So, and this is really good example when you go for vacation and everything is fine.
Yeah,
They can deal without
that's
you.
an A team when everything is
Correct.
fine. And if it's
Correct.
not fine, something is not fine, it's a B team. And then
Yep.
what did you do with it? What was the solution to make them an A team too?
First, you need to give second chance, of course. So I knew that that person is really hardworking. But then we added some new responsibilities each 2 weeks. You need to track KPIs and see what is going well, what is going bad, and how we can improve that. If it's a trend for a few sprints, then definitely something should be changed.
Were some heads chopped? Did you fire people?
Yep.
Unfortunately, you did. Okay.
Unfortunately, yes. Unfortunately, yes.
How did you choose to work in sprints and how beneficial it's for your team?
Actually, 2 week sprints are the best approach. It's very beneficial when you have some goals for 2 weeks. And when you try to wrap everything up into the sprint, so person know that he needs to devote 80% of his time to project and 20% of his time to that task you set for them. And yeah, it's way easier to understand what and when should be achieved.
What are you improving at right now as a first-time CEO?
What I'm improving now? Now I'm improving my mentorship. So I have knowledge and I'm trying to share this knowledge. And frankly, I don't know exactly how to structure it. So, for example, I am mentor of a few young companies with young entrepreneurs, and I'm mentoring their C-levels. And they always ask me some question. In their mind, this is pretty simple and small question. But then I realized that this is just a peak of the iceberg and I need to tell so many things to answer this tiny question. And now I'm improving in the mentorship, speaking in blog, in podcast. This is my first time, as I mentioned, but I would like to improve the skill as well because I would like to make my YouTube channel as well.
Okay, speaking skills.
Yeah.
Engagement.
It's really easy to do when you are not in front of camera, so it's way easier to speak. But when you're camera, big brother watching you, it's a bit harder.
What practices have you found the most effective in building long-lasting relationships with your clients?
Practices, I believe there is no any secret sauce here. So very important just to deliver on time with high quality and within budget. That's very important. So without excuses. So that's very important. And your actions will tell more than all of that. How to persuade customer that he needs to work with you in the future. If he didn't like what you delivered, how come? How he will be working with you in the future? I believe not. So by doing good things, right things, and showing how you can help them to save their money, it's very important as well.
What lessons did you learn so far as a first-time CEO?
Lessons, many lessons. The biggest one probably regarding, as I mentioned before, regarding that explaining. I was so pissed off when I was explaining some obvious thing, but my co-founders, there are very, very high professional people and management wasn't something they were mastering for many years. So for me at the very beginning was, how come? How you don't understand that?
What did you learn from them?
I learned from them a lot. For example, one of the Roman, there is such book like Structured Chaos. And he explained the basic principles of the structuring of chaos. So I learned a lot, and I'm still learning from my team. At the very beginning, I was thinking that I need to be the smartest in the house. But now I realized that I shouldn't be the smartest. I'm that person who takes risks, who organize them together to achieve goals, and all of them should do the work they're doing the best. I shouldn't be the best program manager. I shouldn't be the best quality assurance guy. I should be the best CEO.
Reflecting on your journey so far, what key message would you share with other first-time CEOs, aspiring CEOs?
First of all, everybody says, don't be scared to start business. I would say, think twice before you start something. Because if you already made this decision to become entrepreneur, then you have no way out.
So determined.
Correct.
The last question is about resources. So you shared one book, Structured Chaos.
Chaos, probably, yeah.
Any other books or podcasts or YouTube channels that you read, watch, beneficial for you as a CEO?
Yeah, 7 Principles of Highly Effective People, my table book, very important book for all people who are trying to achieve something in their lives. Another thing is Stoic learnings. You can read, for example, Ryan Holiday helped me to survive, to go through that tough time at the beginning of the war.
Okay, well, this was fantastic. I'm super grateful to you, Oleg. All knowledge that you shared today about the resilience lessons, about the business management lessons. I'm absolutely grateful, and thank you so much for being with me here today.
Thank you for having me.
And you guys, I remind you that we provide entrepreneurs with AI teams at Olympia. And if you want to check the demo one-on-one with me, I will leave the link below in the show notes. If you want to streamline your operations, our AI teams will be handy for you. After 50 episodes, it's gonna be a book. You will be able to pre-order it very soon. So keep an eye on my newsletter, keep an eye on my future episodes. I'm gonna announce it. I'm very excited about this project. And this was the First Time CEO podcast and your host, Victoria. And I see you next time. Bye.
And please add me to your waiting list.
Okay, and I will add all the links and references below. So bye bye, see you next time.
Cheers.